Hi, Heidi Angelica here again, and today my project is Paper Pixie's Essential Kit in a box. It's an ingenious little box that I have enjoyed a lot to make. It opens up and it actually contains compartments. The Paper Pixie has put in a pocket back from Bath and Body Works, and then on the small part here she's put in a lip balm, and here she has like an Altoid box. To make this project we're going to need a piece of cardstock measuring 8.5 by 11 inches, and this one is Lawn Fundamentals cardstock in apricot. It is 100-pound heavyweight cardstock. And we're going to need a little decoration on top to put on it, and I think this matches okay. That measures 2 3/8 by 4 1/4. From this one piece of cardstock we will get both the box and the inlays for the box. So what we'll do is first cut this paper down to 4 5/8. Then we have a piece of cardstock measuring 6 3/8 of an inch by 8 inches. This one we're going to cut down to 2 pieces for the inlays. One of the inlays is going to be 2.5 by 4 1/8 of an inch. So we'll cut it down to 4 1/8 of an inch first, then 2.5. That's one inlay. The second inlay is going to be 2 3/8 of an inch by 6 inches. Then we need to cut it down to 2 3/8 of an inch. And there is the second inlay. The topper piece, the decoration on top, is supposed to be 2 3/8 of an inch by 4 1/4 of an inch. So we'll start with the 4 1/4 inch by 2 3/8 of an inch. There's the topper. Okay, then we're going to do some scoring. We will start with the inserts first. The bigger piece is the first insert, and that we need to score at 2 5/8 of an inch, 3.5 inches, and last 4 3/8 of an inch. When you fold that, you will fold and burnish the middle one up and the 2 other ones down, because when you're going to put it in the box it will go down like this, or actually this into the box. The little piece number 2, and we want to score that at 3/4 of an inch. Oops, that wasn't 3/4 of an inch, 1 5/8 of an inch, and at 2.5. Same here, you fold up on the middle one and down on the 2 outer ones. Goes down like so in the box. The main part of the box we're going to score first at the 6 3/8 of an inch side, and we're going to score it at 1 inch and 5 3/8 of an inch. Then we're going to turn it clockwise and score on the 8-inch side at 1 inch, 3.5 inch, 4.5 inch, And lastly, on 7 inches. Okay, I have folded and burnished the score lines. And now we're going to do some cutting. So this is how the box will come together. So what we need to do is just turn it, and we're going to do some cutting. So what we'll do is to go in on all these score lines, just into the first horizontal score line. Turn it, do the same on the other side. The next thing we need to do is to miter these little pieces. These are the flaps, and they need to be mitered or notched. So we cut them on a slight angle. We're almost ready to glue the box together, but before we go ahead and do that, we want to do a few small things to it first. This will be the lid. And we want to take a circle puncher, or if you want to cut by hand with scissors, that's fine. We're going to cut just a small piece. While we have it like this, we're going to put it flat down with the inside down, because we want to put on the top piece. The decorative piece goes right on the top here, so remember to put it on the top where you have the notch. You can choose if you want to use liquid glue. On this part I like to use double-sided adhesive, and I'll just go off and remove the backing paper and put it on. It fits pretty well on this. While we're working on the back side of the box, I want to put down my personal stamp on it. So what I do is I imagine that it's just flipped over. So I will stamp right here with the front towards me. I just used Letter It ink. Then we're ready to put the box together. So what we'll do now is to glue these little flaps into the rest of the box. And since I'm such a glue freak, you could just put liquid glue here too. I'm going to do both. So what I'll do first is just put a little strip of double-sided adhesive on each of the flaps. This is not necessary. Liquid glue would hold it perfectly, but I like to be safe. Okay, we're going to start to assemble the box. So I'll put it with the bottom down, fold the little flaps in. I'll remove the backing paper and then put on some wet glue, and I'm using the Ranger Multimedia in the matte finish. Sometimes I think it takes a while before it dries, so I just put on a paper clip to hold it in. Then we'll continue and do the same thing with the lid. Okay, we're going to put the dividers into the box now. We'll start with the bigger one, the longer strip of paper, and you don't need to put glue in on this piece to keep it in, but I'd like to, as a glue fanatic I am, I like things to stay put. Then it's the next one, and this goes down. Whether you want the chapstick this way or that way, it doesn't matter. You decide. I want it in the front. Just adhere it down. So there you have 3 compartments inside the box. Okay, let's decorate the top of the box now. There's no real rhyme or reason to what you can do there. You can perfectly use your imagination. This one, I thought I'd try some heat embossing on. So I pulled out a small frame die that cuts like this in the same color paper as the box. And what I want to do now is to heat emboss sentiment, the empty area on top. And instead of layering, I'll just go with this on top here. Pulling out my heat embossing equipment to do some heat embossing on this box. I have been debating with myself which colors to use on it. I tried some rose gold heat embossing powder from Lawn Fawn. Too indistinctive, can't see what it is. I also have a brown one. It needs to match the box, but I find the brown one a bit too light in the color. And then I remembered I have some copper, and that is much better. So this is the color I will go with, the copper. Okay, so I have lined up my stamp, and I've tried it out because I didn't know, because it doesn't really fit on here really well. So I heat embossed a little tryout. So here we go. I'm going to first use my static pouch. Then I'm going to put some Versamark ink on the stamp. I love to see the powder change into a nice set sentiment. And that looks pretty good on there. To put this on the box, I have chosen to put on double-sided adhesive, but since I don't want to put double-sided adhesive on the intricate pattern here, I will put some liquid glue. All right, and then we will center it. All right, I quickly made a bow, and to attach the bow to this, I'll use a little glue dot, like so. To finish off the decoration on this, I want to bring in some pearls and gems. So I'll use the pearls and the brown tone. They are self-adhesive, but I'd like to come in with a little dot of liquid glue nonetheless. There. That's the box for today. It's the essential kit in the box. Haven't filled it yet, but there's room for 3 things. The only thing I'm sure I will put in is one of the pocket back. That's the wrong one. It goes there. I was worried. And then I'll get some lip balm and something else for there.